Hello, everybody. I want to make this video is about a wild trade idea that I shared um, near the close on Friday about SMCI that get two side options, and then if after market moves, you can make a gain. So before that, I get into it, what happened and what all the explanation. I want to make a history first about option exercise. In general, options, yes, they expires at 4 p.m. Market close at 4 p.m. But option market desk on any brokerage, and they mostly open until 5 or 6 p.m. depending on brokerage. I think this was my third time exercising option. I did twice with E-Trade, and one time this was my first time I think with Fidelity, and apparently they close at 5 p.m. But the market closed at 8 p.m. after hours, but the option desk, you have to execute it before 5 p.m. E-Trade, I remember I did it. They did it. I remember that it was a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago, and they said they do it until 6 p.m. So it depends on your brokerage. And yeah, and the other thing is, first time I did with E-Trade, my account probably had maybe 30, 40, I don't remember exactly, maybe 50,000, I don't remember. But the option contract I had was so huge, and the shares that they had to buy was $1.8 million of Bank of America, and which they accepted to do it, and they bought it, and I made some profit, and that was done. But another time, I had another option for Meta, and they refused to do it, which maybe I made a mistake. I should have insisted more. Maybe they did it. And anyhow, just let you know, on Friday that market closes, if you have a worthless option that goes in the money, call or put, if it's before 5 p.m., you can call your broker and collect that difference. But I did make a mistake, and I'm gonna go over it what happened. So SMCI on Friday made a huge dump, and it was getting very close. It was getting close to 800, and then I noticed that the premiums are dropping. It was still very expensive near close, but by the time like 5 minutes to close, I put the order in for 810 call and 800 put, and both at 30 cents, and both of them got a fill before market close. And market close, and what happened was, let me change this here. Here's the do. Okay, let's do that one. So yeah, you can see here market closed, and it went below 800. But here's the problem: when an option goes into the money, you have to pick up the phone and call brokerage. But keep in mind, a lot of people who work in brokerage, they don't know about option exercise. It's not a common thing. Not everybody knows. You have to be very well informed to know. So a lot of rep don't even know about it. It took me like 45 minutes, 50 minutes until I get to the right guy. So I talked to somebody. He got disconnected. He transferred me like back and forth, three people. Somebody says, "Oh, it's 4 p.m. past. It's expired. You can't do anything right now." And then at 406 it went to 798. It went as low as 798. But the problem is, and it bounced back again above 800, was just going up and down. So I was like, maybe before 5 or 6 p.m. I can catch somebody and it goes below 800. I make few $100. I'll be happy. Even I make $100. I was just a lotto for fun play. So I kept pushing for it. And finally, I got somebody over the phone, and there was the right guy at 5 o'clock. And I got the guy at 5 o'clock. I'm sorry, at 4:50. And the guy says we have to do it before 5 p.m. I said okay, and then it was going 7.99.80, 7.99.90. The guy said, "Do you want to do for 10 cent, 20 cent, 30 cent?" I was like, "No, put it for 7.99.30, so at least I get my cost." So I put $30 there, 30, and I put very small, lotto. I didn't care about the money. So I was like, okay, now that I waited this long, I want to get my cost, $70. At $30 on each, I put $60 total. I make $10. Just a fun trade. And I said, okay, put 79.30. And he put 79.30, and he did me a favor. He waited until 5:02 p.m. and it went through. But what happened is he bought SMCI at 799.30, 100 shares. So each contract on option represent 100 shares. So, and he bought $80,000 worth of SMCI for me at 799.30. At the beginning, I thought it's short. And then I thought it's short, and he told me that, and I was like, okay, what's gonna happen now? I see that I have 100 shares of SMCI. He said, oh, don't worry, these are before 8 p.m. is gonna go away, and your $70 is gonna get exercised. I was like, okay, fine. And then I saw SMCI bounce up. So at the beginning, I thought, okay, now I thought SMCI I'm 100 shares short. I show you right here. I have the picture. So they got 100 shares of SMCI for me at 799.30, and then by the time I checked, and it was bouncing back. It was bounced back to 715, went all the way to 720, and I realized, no, I'm not short 100 stocks. I'm actually he bought 100 shares of SMCI for me. And I was like, okay, what if he said it was not true? What if it doesn't go the way and I'm stuck with 800 stock of SMCI, and then what if it it goes down over the long weekend? So I was like, let me sell it. And so at 824, I put the order in to sell the 100 shares, and it went through, and I was happy. I was like, oh man, that's awesome. I put $70. Now I made $2,400, $2,470. That's a good gain. I'm not bad on $70. 40 some percent gain. So 40x, 41x. And then I was like, okay, good. So I finished everything. Then 8 p.m. market close, and then I see let me show you guys here. And I see that then at 8 p.m., and this is what happened. After 8 p.m., I check back. I see the option got exercised. He was right. I got the $70, and then let me show you here. And then I was stuck with negative 100 shares of SMCI, 100 shares of SMCI short, and then I was like, shoot, now I have 100 shares of SMCIs. After 8 p.m. market close, I cannot do anything. I have to wait for Tuesday. Monday market is closed. And then, on Sunday, on Monday, Robinhood 24 hours open, and it opened as low as 750, 749. Then it jumped back and went all the way to 860. It was just going up and down, 800 something up and down. And I was like, man, if I just lock this even, I'd be happy. I don't want any gain on it. And so 4 a.m. market opens on Tuesday, right? But here's the problem. A lot of brokerage, they don't let you trade until 7 a.m. I know E-Trade, Thinkorswim, Fidelity, they don't let you trade until 7 a.m. Only brokerage that I know lets retail trade all the time, all the regular hours, is IBKR. They are the only one who lets you trade from 4 a.m. So anyhow, 4 a.m. SMCI opens, and let's see, I show you guys here. So yeah, 4 a.m. opens. Here we go. So yeah, 4 a.m. opens at 8:30. Jumps up because market, then it starts going down. Nvidia was weak, it started going down. It went down as 760. I was like, shoot, that's great. 760, another $4,000. But here's the problem. I called Fidelity. They said you have to wait until 7 a.m. We cannot do anything. We cannot trade. So if they would have let me trade, I could have covered my short at 760. I have another $4,000 there. But then I waited. But here's the problem. A lot of hedge funds, a lot of big players, they know retails comes at 7 a.m. and 7 a.m. they want to push everything a little bit up, a little some bounce up. So before 7 a.m. here at 6:12, 5 minutes MACD golden cross. Let me show you here if I can bring this one up here. So you can see here 15 minutes MACD golden cross, and then it starts bouncing up. So I was just hoping it doesn't go above 800 before 7 a.m. And 7 a.m. market opens. As soon as it opens, I put the order in at 790. It didn't go through. I changed it a few times, and then finally it got filled at 790. If I can find it here. To do on my pictures, yeah. So I sold it exactly at 702 at 797 something. So I made another $300 there. Total gain was from $60 to 2,846x. But here's what happened. It went all the way to 830, and then after 830, at 845 it started rolling down and went all the way down to 692. So if I would have held it And I would have, if I would have hold it, and until here my max loss was $500. I would have lost what I made, and top of that another next minus 500. And then it went all the way down to 692. If I would have hold it there, it was another $10,800 extra, which would have made it 225x. But here's the risk part. It was super risky. It was, first, my biggest mistake was not trusting that guy. He said that the exercise went through, so I didn't. I was a big mistake that I sold the stock, because then I was stuck with the stocks, with the short stock over the weekend. And that was my first number one mistake, my biggest mistake actually. And then it's a huge risk, because this is SMCI. It can, you never knew. Maybe it goes back to 900 or 1000, and then the loss would have been $10,000, $20,000. Accounts can get wiped off. And so anyhow, that's just what I wanted to share about. If you have any question, you can always DM me, or say the option on Twitter, X, and now. And yeah, just keep in mind that whenever you see a possibility or chance on a big move after market, know that the option desk is open until 5 p.m. You can grab the cheap option, and then after market, if it goes in the money, you can call the brokerage and collect that money. And if they say no, keep pushing. Say, I want to talk to a manager, I want to talk to a supervisor. Some people on top, they know how to do it. I still don't have direct phone number for Fidelity. We still have to go through so many people until I get them. E-Trade, I had the direct number, I could reach them directly, but I don't use E-Trade anymore. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, it's very risky. If you exercise an option, trust them that they exercise. Don't do it like me. I made a huge mistake that I sold it. I should have just let it and trusted them. And but at the end, thank God it didn't go super red. Made some profit too. And yeah, thank you so much. Just wanted to explain the details what happened. Thank you and have a great day.